Welcome once again to this moon meditation. Today we're meditating with the full moon in Scorpio. Before we get into the details of this moon, I would like us to come back a little bit to the information we worked with for the solar eclipse in Aries. So if you remember, that moon was speaking about new beginnings, about transformation, about empowerment, and the recognition, of our divine nature. And if you remember, we were invited to experience that divine nature in our reality, as opposed to having it as a concept in the mind. So we were kind of pushed to practice that divinity. It was, if you remember, something like a jump in consciousness, and this moon is really aligned with that. It's really in the same vein, where especially that we have since, well, it's been active for a few days, more than a week actually, but even 2 weeks at least. We have the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that was exact last Sunday. So, and that's still very active. And that is also another indication that we're still in the energy of jumps, not steady evolution, but really like a quantum jump into something else. And this time it's taking us to an emotional level, as well as speaking about our reality, but also dealing with emotions. So let's look at the sky in details. First of all, the full moon. Remember, the full moon happens when the moon and sun are opposite. So now the sun is in Taurus and the moon is in Scorpio, and that happens, the full moon happens at 4 degrees of Scorpio. So as usual, check which house is at 4 degrees of Scorpio, and that will give you an indication of what is the area in your life that is most affected. It doesn't mean that nothing happens elsewhere, but this is the area that is activated most by this specific moon. Full moons, as you know by now, mark the culmination of a cycle. It's something that has grown to its full expression and has expanded and is about to wane out and to go towards it being integrated and transformed. So our emotions can be heightened, our sensitivity can be heightened. Some projects can reach a peak and will start to wane. So this is the energy that we're dealing with right now. So that full moon that is happening in Scorpio is activating a very emotional part of ourselves, especially those emotions that might be very deeply seated, that we almost overlook because they've been with us for so long that it's normal, like we take them as normal ways to feel. And this is bringing those emotions into light. It's time to look at them. And the sun of Taurus, which is an energy of experimentation, is shining its light on everything that is hidden, especially in our emotions, and bringing those things to the surface so that we can look at them, process them, and transform them. Scorpio is a sign that speaks about desires as well. And I find it very interesting that we are in that axis, Scorpio and Taurus, where Taurus is the sign of enjoying, experimenting our surroundings. And at the opposite side, in the moon, we have the desires, the tension that makes us move, that makes us want to experiment. So it's a very powerful axis to work with, especially in the context of other things that we're going to speak about, and following the last new moon. Do you understand the dynamics we're in? You know, it's almost like we're being given pieces of information like little stones on our path. We were giving the energy of changing our consciousness, our I am consciousness, to a different level 2 weeks ago, and now we are being made to connect to our emotions, which is an essential part that connects the spirit and our physical reality. It's what makes us move. And yeah, that's the emotions are really the engine of our existence. It's the energy that moves us, that pushes us or pulls us towards a different state, to experiment something different, to seek things, to seek objectives, to seek relationships, to seek pleasure, to seek whatever, you know, whatever our desires push us towards. And remember, emotion comes from ex movere, to move outside of a state. So it takes us from a place of stability, puts us in tension to go to another place, and hopping from one stable point to the next through this tension, this gap between states. So it's really in this part of us that we can find the resources to change, to transform, to move. And with the help of Scorpio, which has a depth of sight that's very sharp, that can allow us to see the patterns that are related to these emotions that are coming to the surface, especially those that are negative or that are painful. This is where there's most work to be done. And we have the opportunity here to benefit from the insight, the scorpionic insight, that is able to see in the darkness, that is able to see in the deepest corners of our soul. And to help with that, we have a beautiful and tense connection with Pluto, which is in a T-square with both the moon and the sun. And as you know, Pluto is the guardian of the underworld, and it's the last celestial body in our solar system, the one that is at the limit of the deepest part of us, the subconscious, the hidden part of ourselves. And Pluto is the one that demands and requires the deepest transformation from ourselves, transformation that will affect our entire lives and perhaps even generations. So there is really that information or essential energy of going there, like confronting that thing that we need to transform, and to use our emotions for that. Remember, I think I mentioned that last time or a couple of times ago, in the underworld is also the place where we have all the precious stones, the golds, the minerals. Everything that is precious is hidden underground. And the guardian, Hades or Pluto, is the one that guards those treasures. So if we manage to go through that transformation, this is what we can have access to. And by the way, on a very practical level, this is a great time to seek help, like if you, from a therapist or someone that can help you unpack, analyze, or help you through really processing what you need to process. for you to evolve and to transform, or also to a good moment as well to just sit with those emotions in meditations and in meditation and face those emotions. Almost like it's time for a big clean. Not so much to get rid of things, but to use them as fertilizer, to use those emotions to understand so that you can move to the next program, you know. So that's one of the key pieces really for this moon. It's really it's almost like it's telling us you have a tool to transform, to change the structure according to which you've been existing or living so far, and that is the emotions. And it's also telling us, like, have no fear going there, because the other, let's say, the negative aspect that we can be confronted with is the fear, of course, to face these things, because it's painful, because it's uncomfortable, because so many reasons. But now we have the help to face those things. So yeah, it's a good time to do it. Now, the other great information that's in the sky at the moment is the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. That's the great push to transform and expand, and it's completely, let's say, in symbiosis with the energy of this full moon and the connection with Pluto. Really, what comes to mind is like a burst of a supernova that is the blueprint of what's being presented to us, you know, or I don't know if you have ever seen a spider changing skin. There's a sort of vibration. It vibrates, and there it's almost like it densifies and then it expands. So this is what we're experiencing. Is like this great uncomfort of being vibrated by everything that is happening, not only the stars. Yesterday morning, there was a quadruple solar flare at the same time. Like seriously. The week before, I think there were 12, but in sequence in the week. But now, yesterday, it was 4 at the same time. I mean, that's a lot to take in. So it's we're being kind of vibrated at very intensely until we shed, you know, what we need to shed. Shake, and then there's a sort of contraction, densification before there's a big expansion, and then, you know, everything comes back to calmness and the new state of equilibrium, really. So that's, to me, that's how it feels. We're in that vibrate moment, about to burst into something new. So as I said, Jupiter and Uranus were conjunct exactly on the 21st of April. That's last Sunday. And at that point, it's got activated something that liberated a lot of energy of transformation and expansion. And transformation in the sense of sudden, you know, breakthrough. It's really the type of energy that breaks patterns, that really explodes a structure that was holding things back or was no longer valid for a certain state of being, if you will. And it happened at 21 degrees of Taurus, which also connects with Pluto. So that's very, very, very intense. Very. Because we have like a double play of Pluto, who's on the emotional side with Sun Moon, and also on the more power and sudden change with Jupiter and Uranus. What else? So the parallel between the last full moon, the last new moon, the solar eclipse, really, and this full moon is still like the big quantum jump, but for the solar eclipse, it was setting the intention and receiving the primordial energy to move into a different level of consciousness. This full moon is helping us gestate that intention that we received and that primordial energy. So, and set that change in motion, you know, so that we can really change the way we experiment our incarnation, and to bring, you know, to connect with our desires, which is also the motor or the fuel that makes us live with joy when we fulfill what our soul desires. And that's an incredibly important part of our existence, really. So the connection of the, you know, the mantra for Scorpio is I desire. So the connection with that part is very important too, as a parallel with the work with the emotion, the work with the sharpness of vision, being able to see what's deeply hidden or deeply seated within ourselves. There's also the connection with what brings us joy in life. And this is where the energy that is gathered in Taurus, which is very powerful, is pulling us toward reality. It's pulling us towards manifesting it. Jupiter has the energy of exploration. So it's also the energy of looking at things from a different way, from a different perspective, which is what happens when we travel. When you go to a different country, when you see different culture, it just brings you a fresh perspective on yourself, ultimately. And this is one of the energies that is being given to us at this moment, that to look at things from a different point of view through the expansive energy of Jupiter. Does that make sense? What else do we have? So, as we were saying before we started, there's a lot of intensity indeed, and there still is, and that's because there's something new that's being birthed within us, and it's part of the process. The birthing process is such an incredible and marvelous event, like the birth of a star or the birth of a baby. It's an incredibly intense moment, and things are birthing within us so that we can birth a new way to be together as communities, as humanity, as society, as groups of beings existing on the same plane and the same planet. So yes, it's uncomfortable, it is scary, but everything that we desire is behind that, scary, things that we are afraid of facing. But I don't think that's news to you that our desires or our everything that we desire is behind fear. That's a classic, but I think it's important to remember that now, because with all the intensity, it can put us outside of our axis, and it's been also running for so long that sometimes it's not always easy to find a stability point. But it's nothing more than that. It's a moment where we're going through the, every time we removed a layer for the past year and a half, approximately, we removed a layer, and now we're coming to the deepest layer so that we can create from a new place. The other important information that is, more general is that, these are the two key things really in this moon. There would be a lot to say, but I wanted to touch on something else. This is the Vesak moon, the Vesak festival, which is one of the most powerful moons of the year. Just so you know, the festival of Vesak is around 5 days. It's a Buddhist tradition, and this moon is part of a series of three major moons. The first being the full moon in Aries. This is when we had the lunar eclipse, and it's the Easter festival, and it's the rising of Christ consciousness. The second is the full moon in Taurus, which is the one we're experimenting today. And this is where the masters gather in a valley in the Himalayas to bridge heaven and earth, and to bring their wisdom to us, but also to, it's almost the opening a gate or a portal between planes, the plane where they are when they are sitting, and our plane, to to bring energy from their plane into ours. And the third is the full moon in Gemini. That's also known as the Festival of Goodwill, or the Festival of Humanity, where we celebrate the unification of ourselves and as individuals with the divine, so that we can establish the right relationship with other humans on Earth. And it kind of marks the culmination of the work of the masters, Buddha and Christ especially, and how it is expressed in humanity. And the retreat I was talking about earlier is happening, and I designed it to happen around the third full moon of Gemini, the Festival of Goodwill. So today, or between yesterday and today, depending on where you live, it's the full moon of Vesak. So in Buddhist tradition, it marks the enlightenment of Buddha. Sometimes they say it's the birth, the death, and the enlightenment of Buddha. That's what is celebrated during this festival. And yes, Christ, Buddha, and other masters are somewhere in the Himalayas and bringing divine light to us. I think it's a nice addition to all the energy that we have in the sky at the moment. So also, it means that we have a lot of energy to grow, not just through uncomfortable, painful work to do, but we also have help. We also have the masters working with us at this very moment, and I think it's very important to remember that. In 2 days, Mercury, so Thursday, no, that's tomorrow, Mercury is going direct, so relief maybe. People who want to, me, for example, who want to update the software of my computer, I feel like I can go ahead after tomorrow. We'll see. But so the time of revision is over until next August. And also the interesting thing, I don't know if you remember, but the last time I was saying that with the back and forth of Mercury, it was hitting Chiron 3 times. So it's gonna become conjunct Chiron, bringing more healing energy to us, as in understanding what we need and what we need to heal, and organizing ourselves to create different ways to be. So yeah, as I said earlier, in practice, I would encourage you to do a lot of meditation as a way to connect with the self, really, as a way to connect with, almost like having a conversation with ourselves. I mean, I know that I've been using that a lot lately, really, really, and I feel that I really can't cut down. Like, I need a certain amount of meditation in the morning. Sometimes I add more during the day when I feel unbalanced, because we need that space. I mean, at least I feel I need that space to understand what is happening to me, what I'm going through. Otherwise, we can get carried away, and it's just like a spin. We keep spinning, and that's not very helpful. And of course, as I said earlier, also good time to seek healing, to seek support, to seek, techniques or therapies that can give you bring a different light on what you're experiencing. It's sometimes it doesn't take much to unclick or click something, and then you can move on to something else. So, or if you're having a struggle with something, just to seek someone who can have a different view and help you see it from a different perspective. Sometimes that's all we need. It's not a lot. So that's the energy of this full moon. I hope it made sense. And if you have any questions, let me know. No questions? Okay. So let's see what the Oracle of Agartha has to tell us today. Oops. So funny. So we get the people from ancient Lemuria. Here's the picture, like the drawing. And it speaks about the knowing of self. I'm always impressed by the cards we pull. So let me tell you what it says in detail. Okay, it's saying, we, ancient Lemurians, are working with you on Earth for the emergence of new Lemuria. As a highly spiritual people, when we were living on the surface of Earth, we had, hang on. Okay, we had an approach to life that was very connected to the subtle worlds. We have put emphasis on our natural abilities and worked towards their development to help us in all aspects. The aspect of the knowledge of self has always been put on the fore, and it has allowed us to build in the matter buildings that you still ignore how they were realized, how they were built. The key of the greatest achievements are found in the knowledge of self, which is a priority. If you are meeting blockages in what you are seeking to do or to in your endeavors, take your look inside or look inside. The essential key is the study and knowledge of self must be the foundation of all your achievements and your personal endeavors. I'll show you the picture again. Yeah, she seems to have like a seed or a plant growing in the heart. It's beautiful. Yes, I agree. It's beautiful. Okay, let's get to the meditation part. Let me find the music. Yes, I will send you a photo, Lupe. Okay, can you hear the music? It's faint at the beginning, as always.
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, so make yourself comfortable. Find a good position. And close your eyes. We're going to take a few deep breaths. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. And with the exhale, let go of anything that doesn't belong to this time and space. Take another one. Inhale. And exhale. One last time. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And come back to a normal breath. We're going to take a moment to connect with our body. So I invite you to massage your body, caress it, tap it from your feet to your head. Make a very conscious connection, acknowledging each part. And informing our body that we're going to work with it during that meditation. Take all the time you need. And when you're ready, come back to a comfortable position with your spine upright. And now place your attention on your breath. Take a few moments to observe your breath and connect with it. It's just natural, soft. And slowly, with the inhale, feel how your mind is sharper and how the inhale awakens your awareness. And with the exhale, you feel your body relaxing a little bit more each time. Inhale, more awareness, more presence, more verticality. Exhale, a wave of relaxation goes through your body from your head to your feet. Keep with this cycle. Inhale, presence. Exhale, relaxation. And feel your axis going from your perineum to your head, straightening up and sharpening with your awareness. And we're going to help with the relaxation of the body by placing our attention on the feet, and we relax the feet, going up, relaxing the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs. Then we connect to the hips. We relax the hips, then the lower belly and the lower back. And we keep going, relaxing the stomach and the middle of the back, then the chest and the upper back. And we place our attention on the hands. We relax the fingers, the palm, and the back of the hands, the wrists, the arms, and the shoulders. And we go up to the neck, relaxing the entire neck, the throat, the sides and the back of the neck. We go up to the face, relaxing the chin, the mouth, the lips, the cheeks and the cheekbones. We relax the nose and the nostrils, the ears, the temples, the eyes, the eyebrows. And we relax the entire head, starting with the back of the head, the top of the head, and finally the forehead. I release my breath and observe. I'm very present very aware, while my body is completely relaxed. I scan my body once again, from my head to my feet this time. And slowly, as I go down, I choose an organ or a part of my body, and I connect with it. Like a magnifying glass, I focus on that body part. I connect closer and deeper. And each breath cycle takes me deeper in that body part that I chose. And with the help of my breath, I dive deeper and deeper until I reach the level of the cell. And I connect to the nucleus of that cell. And as I look deeper within, I see a spark flickering. I allow that spark to express itself into my entire body. And I feel the joy, the peace, and the happiness it is carrying. I understand that this is the eternal spark of creation that exists in each and every one of my cells. I feel the joy, the peace and happiness. It vibrates every time it flickers. I zoom out and I become aware that my entire body is shimmering with the light that's emanating from every cell. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. With my breath, I fan the light of all my body. With each inhale, the intensity of the light grows and becomes super bright. And with each exhale, this light expands around me. I inhale. My entire body becomes brighter. I exhale. My light expands further out. I continue with this cycle of breath, expanding, 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 until I am surrounded by a sphere of bright light that fills up my entire field. I release my breath and observe. And I become aware that the sense of peace, joy, and happiness that I found in that cell is available to me at any moment I wish, and that I can surround myself with it at will. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Once again, I place my attention on my breath, breathing in and out consciously through the nose. And this time, I place my attention on my third eye. With the help of my breath, I sustain my focus on my third eye, and gently, crescendo, with each exhale, I silently pronounce the vibration Om. Each exhale, I pronounce within, internally, the vibration Om, Om, Om. And I let it resonate in my entire field and throughout my body. I release my breath. And this time, I place my attention on my heart at the center of my chest. This is my heart center. And once again, I connect with the pulsation of that center with my breath, breathing in and out consciously while maintaining my focus on that point. And softly, crescendo, with each exhale, I pronounce the vibration Yam, Yam, Yam. And I allow that vibration to propagate all around me in my field. and through each one of my cells. I release and take a moment to observe. And I go a little bit further down in my navel, and I connect once again through conscious breathing with the cycle of breath. I can feel that point pulsating, and with each exhale I silently pronounce within the vibration Ram, Ram, Ram. I release. Take a moment to observe. And I understand that I am the origin of the light that I seek. I am evolution in expression. I am. I take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And I resound with the vibration N, the nasal sound N. Slowly, by taking deep breaths, I come back here and now. At my own pace, I gently start moving my head, my shoulders, my arms, my hands, my spine, And when I'm ready, I can open my eyes. Thank you very much once again for being here.